Most of us imbibe our traits and habits unknowingly from our families and immediate surroundings while growing up. And then we move out of our homes, join an office, interact with new people, understand new lifestyles, and then we subsequently understand that we may not have become the aspirational person that we once wanted to be. Welcome to part 2 of transforming your personality. In the first part, we understood that our lives and resume should have spikes. Spikes are areas that you really excel at and are proud to share it with everybody around you. In this video, we will understand which are the areas that you really need to have spikes in. There are 3 specific areas that you need to focus on for this. For the first 2, let us consider the concept of Echigy. The word Ikigai means the reason for being, which is an intersection of the following. You love it, you are good at it, the world needs it, and you are being paid for it. The ability of being in an Ikigai means that you're doing something in life which is at an overlapping section of all of this. But for most of us, is it really possible? For all practical purposes, we should at least have the 2 of them, if not in conjunction, but at least in parallel. Our lives and personalities are best aligned to the 2 pointers of you love it and you are being paid for it. Under the you love it section are all your hobbies or side quests. But for us ambitious folks, no matter what we pick up, we want to be good at it. For example, I have started this YouTube channel and I aspire to make this community at least 10k strong. That is also something which will be appreciated in both your personal and your corporate space. If you observe high achievers such as Vinita Singh, co-founder Sugar, or Mayank Kumar, co-founder Upgrad, you realize that they either go for Ironman triathlons or marathons or anything else apart from the regular work which gives them a feeling of high or accomplishment. Of course, that is part of work-life balance. But you need to have something other than what you do. It's an age-old adage, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. While most of us lose track of all of our side quests, it's crucial to keep going at it. While we may not be CEOs or equivalent, shows consistency in our character of achieving excellence in whatever we opt for. So my suggestion would be to have hobbies which will have tangible milestones attached that you can achieve and have a feeling of fulfillment. Maybe you love writing. Try and publish a book. You can of course self-publish if no one's accepting a transcript. Or start writing short stories or try and be a LinkedIn influencer. There are so many other things that you can do if you are good at writing. Social media is quite hard, but if you love and enjoy writing, conceptualizing shoots, editing, go ahead and make films. Even if no one watches, there is a sense of accomplishment and it's incredible when you decide to choose to put out your work out there for the world to see. That definitely shows conviction in what you do. You love wearing ethnic clothes. Do a bit of research, find out the origin, history, the locations of where all the clothes are manufactured, do a bit of research, make a bucket list of all these places and go on an India trip now and then to visit the places of origin, find out stories about them and possibly collect. It's going to be a great experience and you have so many stories to share with everyone. We sometimes make a mistake that these stories are only for our close friends and families and in social settings. But you have no idea how much they help in a corporate interview as well. The more character you have, the more real world exposure you have, the more you are appreciated in the corporate world as well. You never know what interesting business idea you could pick up during one of your travels. On top of that, this shows your high level of commitment, attention to detail, ability to plan and execute such a large task in your personal space. So definitely it defines you as a person and you're sure to bring it to your workspace. To make it easier for you, sharing a couple more examples. If you love playing chess, try and see if you can get a rank or if you can play air chess. While some of you are still thinking this is an add-on, that is a complete mistake. This is exactly what gives us character and makes us better for the next part, which is what you get paid for. Theoretical learning gives you the platform to start your career with. For example, most folks like me who did an MBA got a good head start ahead of their peers because of the entry criteria that we met for the college, as well, of course, the brand. However, once you start the job, once you are in corporate world, you realize the brand gradually sort of takes a backseat, and what you are as a person, the metal and your characteristics will take over. You need to be good at your job by not using what you have learned in school or engineering or even your MBA. You need not do your algebra, geometry, you need not go by the Kotler's book. But there are certain fundamental things that you have to take care of so that you excel. Before going to the short exact pointers, just adding a few more lines. The attitude of curiosity, your creativity, your enthusiasm for new projects and the work will make a difference to you, your team, and eventually the company. All of these travels, all of the sports work, all of the side quests that you've gone on, you never know what idea you get from there. However, apart from this, there are a few fundamental things that you should remember at your corporate job. These are the few basic pointers basis which you build your regular workflow. Number one is be diligent with your data points. Make sure that you are up to date with your data points and you are aware of what's happening in your sphere with numbers. Second is follow up constantly on pending work. You'll realize that a lot of people will deprioritize your work because of lack of follow-ups. When they have 10 people hounding them for their work, they will of course look at the work in which someone has constantly been following up with them. Thus, it's critical that you follow up. Third part is managing up. Keep relevant people apprised of what you're doing. You might be doing great work, but no one is aware of it, especially your manager. Number 4 is take initiative. BAU, that is business as usual, can be done by most people. But what others lack is taking initiative and following through. So make sure that you do take some initiative. If you keep doing the above, corporate life should be sorted. However, of course, we know there are people problems, office politics, etc. But that is for another video, not this one. However, noting all of this in mind, to have a good start, you need to have an academic spike. This academic spike essentially comes from the undergraduate college that you've been to. A good brand shows the world your potential, which is why someone who has graduated from an IIT is much more respected than anybody else, simply because it's super difficult to get into an IIT, and folks who are in it are great potential folks for any field. So either you look at content creation, of course engineering itself, they are at the top of the ladder. But if you look at anything else, marketing, business, filmmaking, etc., they are at the top of the game in everything that they go to, which is because their fundamentals are very strong. They have shown that with diligence and with the fact that they've applied their mind, they can do good and be excellent at whatever they pursue, which is why folks from IIT and other great colleges are respected and they have a great head start. So if you're in school and if you're in college and you think that you've not had the academic spike yet, go for it. Go for another degree which will give you that academic spike, because it's definitely worth it. The brand is a signal of what your potential is to the rest of the world. The third component of your personality is your appearance and health. Most of us take our health for granted and underestimate our appearance. Growing up, I deprioritized how I looked, and it took me 30 years to realize how my body is and how I present myself is the first signal that I'm giving to the world about myself, even before I interact with them. Do you care enough about yourself to make yourself look the best version of yourself? I suggest go for it. The second part of this is taking care of your health, both physical and mental. Sapien Labs has done a research on the mental well-being of the youth of the country, and a key finding in the report is there is a generational decline in mental health. It is attributed to factors such as increased screen time, isolation, and of course chemicals and toxins which are there in junk food. So it is absolutely imperative that we take care of our mental health. We take care of our friends and family. We draw strength from them, and in case of any issues, we take immediate help. So while this was not the case a generation or two back, nowadays it is critical that us young folks do take help with regard to our mental well-being. As far as our physical health is concerned, it is also a well-known fact now that heart attacks are taking place rapidly in their 20s and 30s. which is a great cause of concern. Some of the reasons for the same is obesity, increased stress, sedentary lifestyles. Thus, it is critical to keep ourselves fit for ourselves and our family. And in the process, if we take care of our mental well-being and our physical health, we will be looking our best. Our faces will be glowing and our bodies will be the fittest ever, which is also a spike in our personality. So if you see, there are three things that we discussed as a summary. The first thing is a side quest. Make sure that you have great and relevant hobbies for your character to build via them. Second, have a great academic spike so that your corporate life, so that you have a great head start in your corporate life. Third, the spike should be in your health and happiness. That's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Bye. See you next time.